Good morning, students. Today I will be delivering my lecture on CMOS inverter delays. In previous lecture we have discussed about CMOS inverter and its transfer characteristics. We know CMOS is a combination of NMOS and PMOS transistor. So in CMOS, when we apply input as 0, then PMOS is in on state. PMOS transistor act as a pull-up transistor or pull-up network because PMOS is opposite of NMOS. So NMOS is an off state and PMOS is an saturation. Therefore output is 1, that is VDD. Similarly, if we apply input as 1, then NMOS is an on state, that means it is in saturation, and PMOS is an off state, so output is 0, means VSS, that is ground. Now let us proceed to our today's topic, that is CMOS inverter delay. First we have to know what is delay. So delay is time gap between the given value of at the input and time at which the change is reflected at the output due to that input. So in this circuit, this is a CMOS inverter delay circuit in which two CMOS inverters are used. When output changes from 1 to 0, when we apply the input 0 to 1, then it takes 2t time, delay is 2t. And when output changes from 0 to 1, then it takes 5t times. So the total delay is 2t plus 5t, that is equal to 7t. We are assumed here for first inverter to take the output delay as 2t, and for second it's 5t, and total delay is 7t. Then to make it so easier, just connected the two CMOS inverters together in series. Now when input is 0 to 1, then output will be 1 to 0. Similarly, the output of next CMOS inverter is 0 to 1, because the input of second inverter is 1 to 0. Also the gate capacitance, that is 2 Cg, means the gate capacitance is double of CMOS as compared to NMOS inverter, because the input of CMOS inverter is connected to gates of both transistors. Both transistor means CMOS is a combination of two transistors, that is NMOS and PMOS. So the input of CMOS inverter is connected to gates of both transistor, means NMOS and PMOS. Also, so that's why the capacitance is 2 Cg and the capacitance in NMOS inverter is Cg. So the gate capacitance is double in the case of CMOS as compared to NMOS inverter. Also the value of resistance is different for both the CMOS inverters. The asymmetry of resistance value can be neglected by increasing the width of the PMOS channel with a factor 2 or 3. This inverter acts as a pull-up and this one is a pull-down network or pull-down transistor. But it must be noted that the capacitance of gate input of the PMOS is also increased from the same factor, because in CMOS, PMOS transistor act as a pull-up transistor or pull-up network, and NMOS transistor act as a pull-down transistor. So next is propagation delay in CMOS inverters. So first is propagation delay of a logic gate. Suppose we have a logic gate like inverter. Inverter is the difference in time calculated at 50% of input output transition. Means inverter is a difference in time when output switches after application of input. Now there are 4 types of propagation delay. First is propagation delay high to low, that is denoted by T TP as propagation delay. HL means high to low. It is the delay when output switches from high to low after input switches from low to high. So this delay is usually calculated at a 50% point of input output switching. Second is propagation delay low to high, that is TPLH. It is a delay when output switches from low to high after input switches from high to low. Third is rise time. Rise time is the time during transition when output switches from 10% to 90% of the maximum value. And last one is fall time. Fall time is the time during transition when output switches from 90% to 10% of the maximum value. So this is about the propagation delay. Now there are basically two estimations of CMOS inverter delay. First one is rise time CMOS delay and second one is fall time CMOS delay. So first is rise time CMOS delay. For rise time we have to see the output. The output is 0 to 1 when we apply the input 1 to 0. V input is equal to VGS, output as V out. In this configuration as shown in figure, PMOS device stays in saturation, whereas NMOS device is an off state, that means open switch. So the current flows due to PMOS and that current is called IDSP, means drain to source current of PMOS transistor, and that current is IDSP. And by this current the capacitor charges, and because its magnitude is approximately constant, so we have to calculate the output V output and rise time, that is TR. For this we have again used the MOS device design equation for the drain to source current IDS in saturation region, because PMOS is an saturation region. Now first is the saturation current for PMOS transistor is, because for rise time CMOS model, PMOS transistor is in saturation whereas NMOS transistor is in off state. So we have to calculate the saturation current. Already we have derived this equation in MOS device design equations. Now we use here drain to source current for PMOS transistor. So it is denoted by IDSP, that is equal to beta P into VGS minus VTHP whole square by 2. VTHP is threshold voltage of PMOS transistor. We know our V is equal to Q by C. Q is charge, C is capacitance. So V output is equal to Q by C, because for rise time we have to see the output, that is V output. Now charge is equal to current into time, I into T by C. Now I is IDSP, C is C load. So output V output is equal to IDSP into time by C load. Now we have to calculate the value of this time T. So T is equal to V output into C load divided by IDSP. Now we have to put the value of IDSP from this into this T equation. So the value of T becomes V output into C load divided by beta P into VGS minus VTHP whole square by 2. So it becomes T is equal to 2 C load V output whole divided by beta P into VGS minus VTHP mode whole square. Now for rise time, time is TR, that is rise time, and V output is equal to VDD, and also VGS is equal to VDD. So by putting this value into this equation, so time TR becomes TR is equal to 2 VDD. VDD is power supply, C load as capacitance, load capacitance, divided by beta P into VDD minus VTHP whole square. Now put BTHP is equal to 0.2 VDD. So it becomes TR is equal to 2 VDD into C load divided by beta P into VDD minus 0.2 VDD whole square. So 1 minus 0.2 is equal to 0.8. 0.8 whole square is equal to 0.64 and VDD whole square is VDD whole square. So it becomes 2 VDD C load divided by beta P 0.64 VDD whole square. 1 VDD will cancel out, so it becomes 2 divided by 0.64 as 3.1 C load divided by beta P into VDD. Now it's approximately equal to rise time for a CMOS model is approximately equal to TR is equal to 3 C load divided by beta P into VDD. Beta P is constant gain factor, transistor gain factor for PMOS transistor. So next is second type as fault time CMOS model. So this one is fault time CMOS delay. In this configuration as shown in figure, PMOS transistor that is act as a pull-up transistor and NMOS act as a pull-down transistor. So PMOS transistor in this configuration is an off state and NMOS is an on state. That means NMOS is an saturation and the current is IDSN. Now output V output is 1 to 0 due to the input 0 to 1. Now pull down transistor that is NMOS act as a closed switch, whereas pull up transistor act as a open switch. Due to this, capacitor discharges and the current is IDSN, that is drain to source current of NMOS transistor. So similar reasoning can be applied to the discharging of capacitive load that is C load through the NMOS transistor. Now again we have to calculate the fault time similar to rise time. So first of all we have to write down the equation of saturation current for NMOS transistor. So the saturation current for NMOS transistor is denoted by IDSN. IDSN is drain to source current for NMOS transistor, that is equal to beta N into VGS minus VTHN whole square by 2. Again we know V output is equal to charge over capacitance and charge is equal to current into time. So Q by C is equal to I into T by C and I here is IDSN, that is drain to source current for NMOS transistor, into T divided by C load, or T is equal to, from this equation T is equal to V output into C load divided by IDSN. Now put the value of IDSN from this saturation current equation, then T becomes V output into C load divided by beta N into VGS minus VTHN whole square by 2. Or also T becomes T is equal to 2 B output C load divided by beta N into VGS minus VTHN whole square. Now let us assume T is equal to TF. TF is fault time. V output is equal to VDD and VGS is equal to also VDD. So time becomes time is equal to TF, that is TF is equal to 2 VDD C load divided by beta N VDD minus VTHN whole square. So also by putting VTHN, that is the threshold voltage of NMOS transistor, is equal to 0.2 VDD. So fault time, right here TF, T is equal to TF, it becomes 3 into C load divided by beta N into VDD. So this is the fault time CMOS delay. Fault time means it is the time during transition when output switches from 90% to 10% of the maximum value. So today in this lecture we discussed about the delay, CMOS inverters delay and propagation delay. Also discussed two types of CMOS inverter delays. First one is rise time and second is fall time, and also calculated and drive the equation for rise time and fall time. That's all. Thank you.